You were just chilling in your dorm, on going on TikTok and going through YouTube to see what kind of videos to watch. And then you heard a really weird and strange sound, and you were wondering where that came from. But you just ignored it because you probably thought it was nothing. And then you heard it again. And when you got up and tried to look where it came from, someone secretly snuck up behind you and knocked you out with a bat. It was Toga. And then, a couple minutes later, after you woke up, you were terrified. You were terrified because you were in a weird place that was dark and creepy. And you were wondering where you were. And then a voice came in. Toga said, "Oh, excellent. You're finally awake. Took a while." And then you were scared, but at the same time a little bit confused. And then you asked, "Why am I here? What do you want from me?" you asked. And then Dabby said, "Well, you see, when we were fighting your villain friends and you earlier, we realized that you have a pretty strong quirk and thought that you would be perfect for our group. So, we're asking you to join us. And if you..." Toga, you can go ahead and finish.
"Right. Listen here. If you do not join us, something extremely horrible will happen to your hero friends. And trust me, you do not know what I'm going to do to them. So if you do not want your little hero friends to die, I suggest you join us. I'm gonna count to 5, and if you don't have the answer in 5 seconds, me and Jabby will grab our weapons and destroy your hero friends. 5, 4...
Okay, have my answer, you said.
And then Toga said, "Oh, yay! Okay, go ahead."
You said, "Fine, I'll join you, but I hope you know that I do not like what I'm doing right now," you said. You can't believe what you just said. You agreed to be a villain when you're already a hero. You knew when the heroes would find out about this, you knew that they would just be devastated and can't believe you would just become a villain and not be a hero anymore. A couple minutes later, you got dressed to commit a crime with the villains. And Todoroki kind of got suspicious about you because you were wearing some strange clothes that got his attention. And he felt a little suspicious about you, wondering why you were wearing those clothes. He followed you, and he can't believe what you were doing. You were committing a crime with the League of Villains. And after he found out what you were doing, he was devastated. He knew that you were a good person, and he knew you were kind-hearted. And he couldn't believe a kind person like you would do something so cruel and rude, and just not right. After you came back and committed the crime with the League of Villains, Todoroki was at the front door that you came through, and he glared at you in a really angry way. And you asked, "Todoroki, why are you looking at me like that? Is there something wrong?" He said, "Why?" And then you said, "Why what? Why were you helping the League of Villains commit a crime? What was happening?" He said, "You didn't know what to say." But you said, "Look, I want to tell you why I did that, but I'm sorry, but I can't tell you. I really can't. I wish I could, but I just can't." Fine, we will talk about this later. In Todoroki's mind, he kept talking to himself, saying, why was she helping the League of Villains? Did she turn to a villain or something? I never knew a nice person could do such a thing, Todoroki said in his mind. You knew Todoroki was thinking of something, but you didn't know what. you thought it was the conversation that you guys had just now. Later at nighttime, you were sleeping. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and you don't know why, but you received a phone call, and you were wondering who was calling you this late. And when you looked at your screen, it was Toga. You wondered how she got your number, but you didn't care. You answered it, and you said, in a whisper mode,
"Yes, Toga, what is it? It's so late."
Toga said,
"Look, we have a crime to do tomorrow, and, we kind of want you to join in, so are you in?"
You sighed deeply and said sure. And you were talking to Toga a little bit loud, so your dorm mates kind of overheard the conversation. And after you hung up and went back to sleep, the others couldn't believe what they just heard from the conversation. They never knew you were helping League of Villains this whole time. And after they heard what happened, they couldn't believe what they heard. And in the morning, they were going to have a big conversation with you tomorrow. The next morning, you woke up and you opened the door to get ready and to go to your bathroom to get ready for the day for school and etc. And then you saw all the heroes, including Todoroki and Deku and Bakugo, all glaring at you in an angry way. Some had hands on hips, some had cross arms, and lots of people had very angry faces on you. All eyes of the heroes were on you. And then you asked, guys, is there something wrong? Why are you guys staring at me in an angry way? And then Uraraka said, "Oh, come on, don't deny it. We heard your conversation last night about, you were committing crimes with the League of Villains. Isn't that right?" And then you sweated and said, "What were you guys talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What conversation? Huh? You guys are crazy." You said nervously. And then Bakugo said, "Come on, you dork. Stop lying. We overheard your conversation last night. Do you mind explaining why you are committing crimes with League of Villains?" You sighed and said, "Okay, I'll tell you." All of you sat down, and including you said this. You said, "So the reason why I simply, helped the League of Villains with so many crimes was because I was just, chilling in my dorm and just doing my normal stuff, and I heard a weird sound, and when I went to go check what it was, someone knocked me out, and then when I woke up, I was in this weird base, and I realized I was in a League of Villains base, and I was wondering why I was here, and one of them asked if they could, let me join, because I have a pretty strong quirk, and they said they're pretty weak, and they really need me to destroy you guys. And of course I declined the offer. I'm a hero, I'm not a villain. I'm not a person who likes to make people's lives just not good. So I declined it. But they said if I don't join them, something bad will happen to all of you, and I didn't want that to happen, so I said yes. And I didn't tell you guys because I was afraid that if I told you guys wouldn't be my friends anymore, and I would lose all of you, and I was just so worried about that. I just never told you. I'm really sorry. Can you guys please forgive me, and can we just forget this ever happened, please?" Everybody smiled at you, and then Uraraka said, "Of course we forgive you. Don't worry, we will take care of those villains for you and teach them a lesson." And then Deku said, "Yeah, don't worry, we got you. We will make sure those villains pay for what they did to you." And then Bakugo and Todoroki said together, "Yeah, don't worry, we got you." And then you smiled. Thanks, guys. You're the best. What would I do without you guys? They smiled. And you smiled too. A couple minutes later, that conversation with Toga and you last night about a crime committing. Toga was wondering where you were, and she said,
Ugh, where is she? She's supposed to be here by now. She's late, as always.
And then Dabby said, didn't you call her last night? Like, literally. And then Toga said,
yeah, I did call her last night. Like, maybe a couple of times. She answered once, and then I called her again to make sure that, just to get her extra reminder. But, oh, she's not here. Did she forget already?
And then all of a sudden, the villains, heard a weird sound. The heroes heard a walking sound. And then Todoroki said, hey. And then the villains turned around. And Dabby said, oh, well, look who it is. It's the heroes. Oh, and it's the person with the strongest quirk. Huh, I see. So you're back to being a villain now, huh? Dabby said, and then you said, yes, I am. I do not want to be a villain with you guys. I want to stay as a hero. I am not a person who commits crime. I'm a person who saves people and make their lives safe. Not a person who commits crime and make their lives not good, you said. And then Toga said,
well, I did say I would kill your friends if you declined her offer. Even though you kind of accepted her offer before and changed your mind about it. How about I kill your friends? But instead of killing your friends, how about I kill you too? I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do it, right?
And then the other hero said, good luck with that, Toga. Because you will not kill her on our watch, they all said together. When all of the heroes were fighting the villains, so were you. And a couple minutes later, after you guys were done with the fight, everybody just looked at you. You had a smile on your face and said, I am really glad to have you guys in my life. If I never had you guys, I don't know what I'd do. You guys always just brighten up my day and make my day more brighter. So if it wasn't for you guys and about what happened today, then I don't know what I'd do without you guys if you guys didn't make my day better. They all smiled and said, of course, we got you back. We always do, they all said together. And then you guys all hugged and you were very happy that you had lots of support and amazing dorm mates, amazing classmates, and amazing people in your life. And you knew that they were all going to stay by your side forever.